Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for joining me on another episode, another video, whatever you want to call them, of Cartels Unearthed. Alright, today I'm going to share this with you guys. I have a little bit of a mess here. I'm trying to piece it together in a sense. I haven't looked at these in a minute. These are letters that I have gotten over time from the Department of Justice, from the CIA, which I don't want to show exactly. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but CIA right there. There's their little logo. I got a couple of those. I have Department of Justice. That one's right here as well. Their logo was printed kind of crappy in this one, but Department of Justice with a case number, and there's another one for that. These are pretty they come in registered mail always. They don't, they're very cautious with that. Anything comes, see, this one came from DEA headquarters, Springfield, Virginia, registered mail, with a case number on it. So, it's nice though, guys, to get mail from them. It's always wonderful. Now, I've gotten mail sometimes that is really just, literally this is just one letter. This is just one piece. Look, it's what, 3 sentences stating something really kind of well, this was actually telling me they fucked up in something. So, yeah. That was interesting for the CIA to say they fucked up in something. That was one. So this one's nothing crazy, but for them to say that. Alright, so I'm going to share with you guys something in particular that from all this. So, like I said, there's a variety of things here. There's some that I can't share or I just won't share because they're a little bit more personal in detail. But it goes to a few of these were in regards to me sending out requests for information. So like I've said, I've pulled cases. You can pull cases from companies. There's ways of doing it. It is perfectly legal if they're not hiding something. It's part of the Freedom of Information Act. You can pull information if you know how to do it and you know how to do it right. You have to be very detailed and very accurate in what you're asking for. It's got to be extremely detailed. Extremely. It's like you need to know what you're looking for to go in. Like, you can't go in and say, well, I want information on the Medellin cartel. They're going to be like, no. You need the exact details. And so you need to actually know the details to go and ask for the details so you can find the files and find more details. So it's a lot of work. But I got one particular response at one point. Now, this is from the Department of Justice, which is the DEA. Department of Justice is DEA. Now, I've gotten a couple of letters from them, and they tend to be, they tend to have the name of the person printed, who I guess is writing this letter, and they tend to be either stamped with their signature, or I guess it's printed out like that, right? So it's not like someone signed it with a pen. It was either stamped or printed out like this, which I think personally it looks it looks printed like that. It doesn't look stamped. It looks printed. But in one particular situation, when I requested information that was a little bit detailed, actually, it was quite detailed, I got a very different response. So, just so you know, the Freedom of Information Act, what that does, it allows people to get records from the government, from cases that are available. Now, that doesn't mean you can get anything or everything. There are exclusions. I've gotten that. Here's a copy of it once. Here's another copy. So I've gotten multiple ones of these where they deny me and say, no, you can't have that information. There's exceptions. They are usually I'll read you a few. So this one says, for example, exempts Freedom of Information Act, explanations of exemptions. So, properly classified or closed due to an executive order. So I'm guessing a judge somewhere or a court said this is off limits. You know, something there. They do have. See, I'll read this one, for example. Exempts from disclosure information that another federal statute protects, provided that other federal statute either requires that the matters be withheld or establishes particular criteria for withholding or refers to particular types of matters to be withheld. The B3 statutes upon which the CIA relies include, but are not limited to, the CIA Act of 1949. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why you can't get certain information. So, and these are very standard printouts. These are like a very normal printout that probably someone has in a file. They all have in their files somewhere. So they don't have to add anything to it, just a standard printout. But the difference in why I'm doing this video is because I requested some information on something, and it seems that I hit a nerve. Because I didn't get the standard printout explaining, well, you can't get that information because your information probably falls into this. No. I got a much more detailed one with an actual case number that was assigned to it. And what makes it very different is it was printed out. It was, as opposed to the others that I've gotten, which, like I said, they're either stamped with someone's signature or the paper's printed out with their signature, like it is in this one, like it is in this one. This one was hand signed. It's clear as day that it was signed by somebody by hand. Not to mention that documents have on the print, when it was printed, they have their dates, but they were also stamped with dates. So it's kind of like making it, I don't know, more official, more, safe date-wise. On top of that, it's got very particular paragraph that is pretty much, I'll read it first. So this is what this is. I'll read the whole thing. For your information, so it says it like that, for your information, which I find it kind of like saying, so, FY, how when you just have an attitude, and you tell somebody, well, for your information, so that's what it says here. For your information, Congress excluded, I've never gotten this one that says Congress. Congress excluded 3 discrete categories of law enforcement and national security records from the requirements of the information you are asking for. This response is limited to those records that are subject to the requirements of the Freedom of Information Act. This is a standard notification that is given to all requesters who request certain information and should not be taken as an indication that excluded records do or do not exist. Okay, so you're telling me that these guys, I've read through them a little bit, they really don't talk much about Congress, but this one says that Congress excluded 3 discrete categories of law enforcement. So something that I asked for apparently hit a nerve and fell within either something of those 3 categories that Congress excluded that have something to do with national security records. What the hell is, what could it be? I asked for stuff that is old. It's nothing recent. Obviously, it's got something to do with managing cartel, with Pablo Escobar, with the Ochoas. So what did I hit a nerve on that it has something to do with national security records? Now, it does say at the end that this is a standard notification given to all requesters that are requesting certain information. And that doesn't mean that the records exist or do not exist, but I feel that there's something here because unlike all the other letters I've received, and I have more of this, I have many more, unlike all the others that I've received in the past, this one, they went out of their way, it was personally signed by somebody, it was stamped with the dates, and I got a very particular kind of reason why I couldn't get the information I was asking, unlike other times where I got a very standard printout, which say the same thing of the reasons why you can't get certain information. Very interesting. So, and I just like how it says at the end, should not be taken as an indication that excluded records do or do not exist. So it's pretty much saying, well, maybe they do exist, maybe they don't exist. But they won't tell you. So it's very funny. You know, it then goes on to give me more information on if I need to contact something legal wise. If I'm not happy with the answer, I can reach out to. I've got the attorney number for somebody. It's got some other information that is actually here in New York City. It just I hit a nerve in asking something, and then they went out of their way to make sure they answered me in a very particular manner. Like I said, it says for your information, and then the last page, you know, I mean, they're not very friendly in general, you know. So I mean, this one says this is a final response. So yeah. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. It goes to show you that the story of this video is I'm showcasing that there's obviously something that is hidden. And when you try to request it, or when you actually go through it, you know, carefully and find the details and request the information on those details, they will stonewall you and say pretty much, you know, well, no, you know, and give you like the runaround and saying that things may exist or may not exist. So it's quite interesting. So I just wanted to share with you guys that, you know, I like to keep in touch with the government in some form or way. So, you know, I got many more of these. It's always fun. Sometimes they're nice. Sometimes, like I said, here's one where they actually admitted that they made a mistake and said they would get back to me with what I was asking for. So you just, it's kind of like playing lawyers in a courtroom. You're battling back and forth, and you have to know what you're talking about to go to them, because if not, they'll stonewall you, or you have to be very particular about the way you ask a question or ask for information, because if not, they stonewall you. And it goes to show you, though, that definitely, I mean, we all know this is no secret, but definitely the CIA was very much involved with this. So with Medellin Cartel and Pablo Escobar and the Ochoas and all that stuff. So it just goes to show you how big of a magnitude, how much information there is out there, and how much we barely know. You know, we barely know. I barely know. So there's a lot to learn. But we got to keep trying and keep learning a little by little. And anything I find, I'll be more than happy to share with you guys. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Tell me what you guys think. Maybe I'll get murdered now by the CIA or the FBI or the DEA because I'm sharing the information that they send me. What do you guys think? So let me know before I get, they blow my brains out. Comment below, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.